Guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's tutorial we're gonna make together this beautiful brioch stitch. It's a long tutorial, guys, and you're gonna need a lot of patience, but I'm sure at the end you're gonna like it. So let's get started. Hi guys, so to work this stitch we need a notebook, a pen, of course our crochet hook. I'm using 3.5mm crochet hook, and I'm gonna use acrylic yarn. So we need a notebook because this stitch is they have a lot of rows, and we need to repeat them. So I already start here, row 1 and 2. We're gonna do a base row. I'm gonna show you right now. And to do this stitch you need to chain multiple of 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10, and at the end you're gonna just add 4 stitches plus 1, or I should write just 10 plus 5. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So I'm gonna take my yarn and crochet hook, and we're gonna do a slip knot, then we're gonna chain 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Again, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I'm going to use just 40 stitches, and at the end we're going to add 5 stitches, right? So 1 2 3 4 5. So the stitch is multiple of 10. At the end you're going to add 5 stitches, 5 chains, sorry. So now we're going to skip the first, we're going to go into the next one. We're going to yarn over, go into the second stitch, and do like a half double crochet or double crochet, just that we're going to do after you yarn over. So yarn over, go into the stitch, yarn over again, and then you're going to do like a slip stitch. We have these 2 loops, we're going to put the third one like a slip stitch. This is the way that we're going to work all the stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, and now you're going to do a slip stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, slip stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, slip stitch. I don't know how to call this stitch. They call it brioche stitch, but I'm not so sure. So we're gonna continue like this until the end. So this is a base row. We work until the end in the same way like I'm showing you now. You can do this stitch even if you are a beginner. Once you figure it out, it's very easy, and you can do it. You can use it for sweaters. You can do also a table runner. I'm sure you can do it with this stitch. So we're gonna continue like this until the end. So guys, I finished our first row. Now we're gonna start the second. I did a chain 1, and we're gonna turn the work. From now on we're gonna work in through the back loop of the stitches. We're not gonna work in both loops like this. We're gonna work through the back loop. So yarn over, go into the first stitch and do a slip stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch through the back loop, slip stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, slip stitch. So we're going to continue like this until the end. So guys, I'm going to work off camera, and I'm going to meet you guys here to tell you what to do next. So guys, I finished my second row base, and I already write it down here. Row number 13, we're going to do 14 stitches. I'm going to show you right now. So row number 3 and 4, we're going to do 14 stitches. Chain 1 and turn the work again into the back loop only, yarn over, go into the first stitch, and then we're going to do a slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So row number 3, we have 14 stitches. Row number 4, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn the work, and again we're going to do 14 stitches into the same way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. We have here our last stitch. We just need to find it because it's hiding there. So row number 4, we did again 14 stitches. Now row number 5 and 6, we're gonna do 12 stitches. So row number 5, chain 1, turn your work, we're gonna do 12 stitches. So I did the chain 1, and again we're gonna work into the same way. We're gonna do 12 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we have 2 more stitches. We're not going to work there. Row number 6, chain 1, turn your work, and again 12 stitches into the same way. So I finished row number 6. Now we're gonna do row number 7 and 8. We're gonna do 10 stitches on the in the 7th row, and in the 8th also 10 stitches. Chain 1, turn the work, and yarn over, go into the first stitch to the back loop and do a slip stitch. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more, 10. So I did my row number 7 with 10 stitches. Row number 8, chain 1, turn your work, and again we're gonna work 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I finished row number 8 with 10 stitches. So guys, our row number 8 is ready. Now we're going to do row number 9 and 10. We're going to have 8 stitches. Sorry guys, 8 stitches, and row number 10 the same, 8 stitches and 8 stitches. So let's do it together. Chain 1 and turn the work, and we're gonna do the same thing like we worked before, into the back loop and slip stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So row number 9, 8 stitches, chain 1 and turn the work, and again we're going to do 8 stitches here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8. So guys, now we're gonna start row number 11. Row number 11, we're gonna do 24 stitches. So we're gonna chain 1, turn the work, and we're gonna start with 8 stitches. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wait, I missed a stitch, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 stitches. Now we're gonna go down like this. We're gonna work stitches like this. So we're gonna go here where we have these 2 stitches, as you can see, but we're not gonna do like this, because as you can see we're gonna have a big hole into the piece. So what we're gonna do here, you can see we have some stitches. We're gonna grab yarn over, we're gonna grab this loop here, and we're gonna go into the next stitch through the back loop, yarn over, and we're gonna pull through all stitches like this. Into the next stitch you're gonna do a normal stitch, and as you can see we don't have holes into the piece, right? Again, we're gonna go into the next 2 stitches here, we're gonna yarn over, and we're gonna go into this loop here, and also into the next stitch, yarn over, and we're gonna pull through all loops, yarn over, go into the next stitch and do a normal stitch. Again, we're going to do the same thing. Yarn over, take a loop from this one here and go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through all stitches, all loops, sorry, yarn over, go into the next. As you can see, we don't have holes into the piece. And now again, we're gonna go on these stitches here. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take a loop from this stitch here and we're gonna go into the next, and we're gonna do a slip stitch. And we need to count 24 of these stitches. So I have 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Now we're going to start row number 12. Row number 12 will be 16 stitches. 16 stitches. So let's do 16 stitches together. Chain 1 and turn the work. And we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to work 16 stitches and I'm going to come back. So I work my 16 stitches, and row number 13 we're going to do 14 stitches. How we're going to do? Chain 1 and we're going to turn the work and we're going to do 14 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to do 14 stitches. So I did my 14 stitches. As you can see, we have 2 more stitches left. We're not going to work there. Row number 14, we're going to work 16 stitches again. So chain 1, turn your work, and we're going to do 16 stitches. So guys, I am just gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna work off camera because will be a long tutorial, so I hope you understand. I am writing also on the notebook, so I think will be easy, right? So I'm gonna finish my 16 stitches. So guys, I need to explain to you. So we have 16 stitches, right? Row number 14. But we don't have 16 stitches, we have only 14, and we need to take 2 stitches from this side here. So we're going to do the same thing. Yarn over, we're going to take a loop from here, and then we're going to go into the next stitch, and we're going to do a slip stitch here. This is 15, and we're going to do one more, 16. So now we have 16 stitches. We're going to do row number 15. Row number 15 will be 14 stitches again. Chain 1, turn your work, and again you're going to do 14 stitches. Finish my 14 stitches. Now we're going to start row number 16, where we're going to do 16 stitches again. But because we have only 14, we're going to take 2 stitches from here. So chain 1, turn your work, and go ahead and do 14 stitches. Then at the last 2 stitches, I'm going to show you again how to take them, right? So go ahead and finish 14 stitches. So I did my 14 stitches and we need 16, and we're going to take 2 stitches from this side here. We're going to yarn over. We're going to take this loop here and also go to the next stitch, yarn over and do a slip stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch and do a slip stitch. So now we have again 16 stitches. As here, we're going to work the same thing as here. We have 4 stairs, how can I call it? Now we have 1 2 3. We need to have one more, and then again we're going to go down. So row number 17, we're going to do 14 stitches, chain 1, turn the work, and you're going to work 14 stitches. So go ahead and do 14 stitches. I finished my 14 stitches, and row number 18, we're gonna do 16 stitches. That means we're gonna work here 14 stitches, and our last 2 stitches we're gonna take it from here. Chain 1, turn your work and work your 14 stitches. So I finished my 14 stitches, and we need to do 2 more to have 16, right? So yarn over, go into the loop here from this stitch, go into the next stitch and do a slip stitch, 1, and we need to do 1 more stitch. So we have 16 stitches. So guys, now we finish our 4 steps. 1 2 3 4. Now we're gonna go down. Once you have 1 2 3 4, again you're gonna go down. So row number 19, we're gonna do 32 stitches. Chain 1, turn your work, and you're gonna work 32 stitches also here. So I'm gonna work these 16 stitches, and then I'm gonna show you what to do. So I work my 16 stitches, and as you can see guys, it starts to take shape of the stitch. And now we're going to go down here. We need to have 32 stitches, right? So how we're going to go down? Yarn over, go into this stitch and take a loop from this stitch, the last stitch here, go into the next stitch here and do a slip stitch. Into the next stitch you're going to do a normal one. Now we're going to go down here, yarn over, go into this loop here and take a stitch from here and do a slip stitch, yarn over into the next, you're going to do a normal one, and we're going to go also here, yarn over, take a loop from here, go into the next stitch, do a slip stitch, yarn over, do a normal one, and again we're going to go down here, yarn over, take this loop here, go into the next stitch and do a slip stitch. So until now we have 23 stitches, we need to have 32. So 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. Guys, row number 20, I'm gonna write it on our notebook. Row number 20, we're gonna do 16 stitches. So chain 1, turn your work, and you're gonna do 16 stitches into the same way, right? 2, 3, until you have 16. So guys, number 20, it's 16 stitches. I already do it. Number 21, we're gonna do 14 stitches. So let's do it. Chain 1, turn your work, and you're gonna do 14 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I finished my 14 stitches. Number 22, we're gonna do row number 22, we're gonna do 16 stitches again, but we're gonna do a chain 1 and we're gonna turn. So we're gonna have 15 stitches, and we're gonna take 2 from here, 14 stitches, sorry, and we're gonna take 2 from here. So do 14 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, right? Let me see, where is it? So 14 stitches, and we need to have 16. So we're gonna go and we're gonna take 2 stitches from here into the same way. Take a small loop from here. It's a little bit hard, and go into the next stitch, yarn over, and do a slip stitch through all stitches, and we're gonna do one more. So now we have 16 stitches. Chain 1, turn the work. Now we're gonna work 14 stitches, right? So yarn over, go into the first stitch and do a slip stitch, and you do 14 stitches. Now that we have our 14 stitches, chain 1, turn your work, we're gonna do again 16 stitches, and again we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take 14 here and 2 from this side. So as you can see, we do again our 4 steps. So go ahead guys and work 14 stitches, then the last 2 I'm gonna show you how to do it. So guys, I did 14 stitches and we need to do 16, right? So we're gonna take 2 from this part here into the same way. Yarn over, go into this stitch here and take a loop, go into the next stitch, yarn over, and do a slip stitch through all loops. Into the next, you're gonna do a normal stitch. So we have 16 stitches. Now we're gonna chain 1 and we're gonna turn the work, and this will be row number 25. 40 stitches, then 26 we're gonna do 16 stitches. So I'm gonna do 14 stitches now, and then I'm gonna meet you guys here to tell you what to do. So I finished my 14 stitches, row number 25, row number 26, chain 1, turn your work, and again we're gonna do 16 stitches. That means 14 stitches here and 2 from this side. So go ahead and finish the 14 stitches, then I'm gonna show you how to take the last 2 stitches, right? Okay guys, I'm gonna work my 14 stitches. So guys, I did my 14 stitches, and we're gonna take 2 more stitches from here, right? We need to have 16. This is row number 26. So yarn over, take a loop from this stitch here. As you can see, if you work too tight, you cannot take the stitches. So go into the next stitch, yarn over, and do a slip stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch and do a slip stitch. So this was row number 26. Row number 27, we're gonna write here 27, we're gonna do 32 stitches. That means, as you can see here, we have 1 2 3 4 steps, like here and here. Now we're gonna work like this and here. Chain 1, turn your work, and you're gonna do 16 stitches, and then I'm gonna show you guys how to go down, right? So go ahead and work 16 stitches in the same way like we did until now. Nothing is changing about this stitch. So 16 stitches. So I finished my 16 stitches, and now we need to go down here. So yarn over, take a loop from this stitch here and go into the next stitch from down, from the next steps, I don't know how to call them, guys. Slip stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, slip stitch. Now we're gonna go down here, yarn over, take a loop from here and go into the next stitch through the back loop and do a slip stitch. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, slip stitch. Now we're gonna go down here, yarn over, go into this loop and the next stitch, slip stitch, yarn over, slip stitch again. And now we need to go here down, and we're gonna do the same thing, yarn over, take a loop from here and go into the next stitch, and we're gonna do a slip stitch, and we're gonna continue until the end. That will be 32 stitches. So guys, I finished and I did my 32 stitches, and this is how it looks so far. So guys, now we are row number 28. I already write it. We have 16 stitches. How we're gonna do it? We're gonna chain 1 and we're gonna turn the work, and we're gonna do 16 stitches like we did before, right? So 1 2 3 4 5. So we're going to continue like this until we have 16. So I did my 16 stitches. I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to turn the work, and this will be row number 29. We're going to do 14 stitches. So 1 2 3 4 until we have 14 stitches. I finished my 14 stitches, chain 1, turn your work, row number 30. Again, we're gonna do 16 stitches, but we're gonna do 14 and we're gonna take 2 from this side, right? So go ahead and work 14 stitches, and then we're gonna take the last 2 together. So I work my 14 stitches, and now we're gonna take 2 from this side here. We're gonna do it in the same way, right? Take a loop, go into the next stitch, slip stitch, yarn over, go into the next stitch, slip stitch. So we have 16 stitches, chain 1, turn your work, and then you're gonna work 14 stitches. 1 2, and you're gonna finish 14 stitches. So I did my 14 stitches, chain 1, turn your work, and again we're gonna do 16 stitches and also taking 2 from here, right? So we, as you can see, we have 1 2 steps. We need to have 4, so you're gonna do 14 16 14 16 until you have 4 of this, and that means 7 rows. So I'm gonna keep continue, and I'm gonna meet you guys here to tell you what to do next. So this is 1 2, the third, and we're gonna do 1 more. That means 16 on this side, 14 on this side. So guys, I finish these 4 steps like we did on this here, here, 1 2 3 4, and now we're gonna finish with a row of 22 stitches. But before that, I want to explain you something. if my piece I started with 40 chains, right? But maybe you want to make it bigger. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna do this, all these stitches, all these rows that we make together. But if you make another leaf and another leaf, or your piece is bigger, you're gonna repeat from row number 20 till row number 27. Or you can repeat from row number 27 till row 34. Is the same. We're gonna keep repeating 7 rows. The rows are the rows with 16 stitches, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're gonna repeat these rows, and once you are at the end of your piece, instead of making 32 stitches, you're gonna make 22 stitches. We're gonna make here 22 stitches, and we finish our first part of our stitch, right? So now we're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna turn the work, and we're gonna work 32 stitches. All the stitches here, we're gonna work it into the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And now we're going to go down here, yarn over, take this loop, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So these 22 stitches, they are only when you finish the piece. And this is how it looks, guys. No, this is the front side. This is how it looks. So when you make leaves, you're gonna keep repeating from row number 20 till 27. When you finish the last leaf, you're gonna do the same thing, these 7 rows. At the end, you're not gonna do 32 stitches like we all do. Once we finish these 7 rows, we're gonna do 32 stitches. You're gonna do 22. And this is our first part of the stitch, guys. So guys, now we're gonna start to work on this side here. So once you finish this row with 22 stitches, we're gonna do this part here. And this part here is the same like from row number 3 till row number 10, but it's reverse. I already write it here. Instead of starting with 14, we're going to start with 8, 10, 12, 14. So it's upside down. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with 8 stitches. Chain 1 and turn your work, and you're going to do 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have 8 stitches, chain 1 and turn the work, and again we're gonna do 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I made my 8 stitches. Now we're going to chain 1 and we're going to turn the work. And now, as you can see here, we have the next 2 rows with 10 stitches. So we're going to do now 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8. And we need to do 10, so we're going to take 2 stitches from here, right? Yarn over, go into this loop here, go into the next stitch, slip stitch, 9 and 10. Chain 1, turn your work. Again, we're going to work 10 stitches. I finished my 10 stitches. Now we're going to work 2 rows of 12 stitches, one like this and one like this. But when we go on this side, we're going to take 2 more stitches from here. So chain 1, turn your work. First we're going to do our 10 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we need to have 12 stitches. We're going to take 2 stitches from here into the same way, 1 and 2, chain 1, turn the work, and again we're going to work 12 stitches here. So I finished my 12 stitches. Now we're gonna make the row with 14 stitches, 2 rows of 14 stitches. On this row here we're gonna do 12, and we're gonna take 2 from this side here, and then chain 1 and 14 on the other side. So I'm gonna work these 14 stitches here. So I work my 14 stitches, and we're gonna take 2 from here. Here is 1, and another one. Now we're gonna chain 1, and we're gonna turn the work, and we're gonna finish with 14 stitches, right? Until the end. So guys, I finished this part here. This part is this one here, and from now on I'm not gonna work with you. You're gonna work alone. I'm just gonna explain to you. This is our notebook. So from now on we're gonna continue from row 11 till row 35. So row 35 is the last part, the last stitch with 22 stitches. So you're going to continue from here, 24 stitches, then you're going to do 16, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, 16, 32, 16, 14, 16, 14, 16, 14, 16, 32. And once you finish, you are on your last leaf. You're going to do again these 7 rows, and instead of working 32 stitches, you're going to work 22 stitches. And then again, we're going to start the next. If you want to make more and more, the next part will be the last part, where you're going to do this here. You're going to start it on this side here, 8 stitches, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 14, and then again you're going to continue from 11, row 11 till 35. So guys, I'm going to keep working with off camera, and I'm going to show you the last 3. So guys, I finished the sleeves, as you can see. Let me show you this way. So I finish again 3 sleeves, and then I make again this part. That means the last part with 8, 8, 10, 10, 12, 12, 14, 14, right? And once you finish these 2 pieces, 1 and 2, you're gonna do again everything from the base rows. So you're gonna work now one base row like this, one base row like this, and then we're gonna start again from row number 3 till row number 35. Then again the last part, then again from row number 11 till 35. And once you finish 2 sets of sleeves like this, you're gonna come again and you're gonna work these 2 rows of base rows, right? So now to finish my crochet brioche stitch, I'm gonna chain 1, turn the work, and I'm gonna work the base row. That means all I'm gonna work in all the stitches, also taking this here. I'm gonna show you a little bit more. So we're gonna do this both rows of base rows, how we call them. It's just working in every stitch until the end. And again we're gonna start over until row 35. Then you're gonna do the last part, and once you have your two parts of sleeves, something it's up here. So we're gonna work also here, 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 and we're gonna do into the same way. You're gonna take a loop, you're gonna go into the next stitch, and you're gonna do slip stitch. So you're gonna finish this row until the end. So guys, I finished the 2 rows of the base rows, and this is how it looks, guys. And as I said, from now on you're gonna start row 3, because we did our 2 rows base rows. Now we're gonna continue 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 until you reach 35. Then you're gonna do this last part. Then after this last part you're gonna continue from row 11 till 35. Then you're gonna do one more time the same thing, and at the end you're gonna do one more time of the last part, and again 2 rows of base row. And this is our brioche stitch, guys. So I hope you understand. I hope you like the tutorial. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe, and we're gonna see each other on the next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna leave a screenshot so you can see the notebook that we did. So guys, thank you, be safe, bye bye.